Going back 30 years, my job was the equivalent of being a chief executive of Voluntary Action. And through the fact that Voluntary Action is a national organisation, there was lots of networking and understanding of where other organisations had kind of developed services to echo, copy, whatever. And one of those that came across our organisation at the time was the notion of people who were desperate to leave home for whatever reason, sometimes abuse or, other circumstances, and just had nothing. And then also knowing that people were throwing things away. And the nearest one of an existing service that we knew about at that time was in Derby. So my job was to try to find a way of wanting a similar service to be set up and looking at how it might be funded. What we decided to do was actually to get movers and shakers, influencers and people on all sides of the argument, both from a funding point of view and people who might, work in organisations that recognised there was a need and we wanted to do something. So we actually organised a trip, took over all these people, had Derby people show us how it worked, and everybody just went, we want one. So that was the start. We call it North Staffordshire and looked for funding from all the local authorities. We had enough money to fund a full-time coordinator and an admin. And then after that, it was pretty much on a shoestring, other than the, finding a warehouse and buying the first van. And then we recruited the first chair. He came up with the idea of Furniture Mine, because the mine was actually the first warehousing, and it kind of says something about my furniture. So we've got an accommodation, we've got charitable status, we've got recruited staff. Yeah, that's pretty much how it started. Stoke-on-Trent is so much richer, and North Staffordshire, for the role the voluntary sector's played. And I just feel so privileged to have been around at the time